We are live.
If you can't already tell, this video is blurry as fuck. I know. I said I was gonna have my technical difficulties together, but sue me. I did not. I don't know. This just was a day where my focus was just not where it's supposed to be. Technology and me do not always get along, but it's okay because this year I made a vow to myself that we are using the content, okay? We're not scrapping it. We're not going to hold on to this video. We're going to do something with it. And you know what? There's a good flow in here. There's probably a good message in here that somebody needs. So, with that being said, bear with me, y'all, through this flow. I know it's blurry. I know it's blurry, but that doesn't mean that you still can't flow and enjoy this vibe. So strap yourself in. Don't pay attention to what I look like. Focus on your auditory skills. Listen to the cues. Get into this vibe. We finna get into this flow, and we just not gonna judge Anjanae for how blurry it is. Love y'all.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Great rising. My name is Anjanae, and thank you guys for tuning back into my channel. As you guys can tell from the thumbnail, today I have a very nice yoga sequence planned out for you guys. For me, it is actually a full moon. Let's just say my house has already felt the effects. I figured why not make a full moon yoga flow, good to plug in for just any full moon energy overall. And this one will be specifically catered to emotional regulation because that was definitely the theme in my house today. So grab whatever you need, smudges or props. We will meet right back here on the mat and let's dive right in. So today is a good yet chaotic day. It's Monday when I recorded this video. You guys will probably see this video a week from now. So again, I will say this is a great video to do for any full moon or just in general for emotional regulation. That's the theme that I have for today's class. But just like any yoga class, take it whenever your body feels like it. I definitely need this palo today.
Also, ignore my dog sleeping. Again, technology and me, not the best of friends.
I took a page out of my own book because how can I record for y'all and want y'all to watch my classes, and I don't really watch classes online. I do, but not as often as I should. I think there should be a healthy balance of both. Sometimes it's nice to do yoga in the comfort of your home, and sometimes it's nice to flow with other people. So today I actually did a really nice full moon yoga flow. Shout out to Yogi Nico Marie. I freaking love you. So your class this rising for the full moon was actually amazing. Definitely set me on track with what I was feeling for myself. So as always, I will be the motivation and hopefully inspiration for you guys to just do what you need to do to emotionally regulate yourself. It is highly important, and you don't have to sit in your funky mood. Get up and move that energy and emotions around. Sometimes it's easier when we take a moment to step back and realize we all have our own emotions, meaning you have your own emotions. I have my own emotions, and we are both individually capable and in control of our own emotions, meaning you don't have to take someone else's attitude. You don't have to take someone else's bad day. You have your own stuff. Worry about you, don't take no one else's. So we will go ahead and dive right into today's class. I know I yapped a lot, y'all. I'm sorry. You know I'm a talker. I've been yapping for 6 minutes. I love y'all for staying true. Let me take my sip. Yeah. So for today's class, because this is a pose that really brings up a lot of emotions, I want to start today's class in child's pose. So if you guys want to come up onto all fours, I think I'm going to start my class this way. We're coming up into our child's pose. You want your knees to the outer edge of the mat. Bring your big toes to touch and just go ahead and send those hips back. Find an inhale. Our chest is still upright. Breathe in. Exhale, slowly starting to walk your hands down your mat, melting your heart.
Coming into a child's pose. Being sure to really sink your chest down. Big inhale. And softly exhale it out. Now this is a posture where a lot of emotions can come up. Our hips, our inner hip flexors are the really big areas in our body that store a lot of our energy and our emotions. So while we sit here in this posture for a little while, just keep in mind, and your focus, I should say, on what are you feeling? What emotion or energy are you storing in your hips? What can you afford to relinquish or let go of? And how can allowing yourself to sit through the possible discomfort of this child's pose help you to be able to sit through the discomfort of whatever emotions you experience in your life? Our yoga practice is meant to ignite in us ways to emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically cater to our bodies. So, while sitting through this may be challenging or discomforting posture, I encourage you to apply the same type of effort when it comes to emotionally regulating yourself. Allow yourself to sit through your emotions, adjust and modify however your body needs, and allow yourself to be regulated. Final breath in this pose. Big inhale. And softly exhale it out. Slowly starting to peel this right arm off the mat. We're going to extend it up towards the ceiling, breathing in. And on the exhale, we're threading it underneath that left armpit, bringing our right shoulder blade to the mat. Option for that left hand to extend upwards or to take a bind directly behind us. Melting your face onto the mat, just allowing yourself to pause here in these emotionally restorative postures. Y'all don't mind seeing my mouth moving. This obviously turned into a voiceover video. But we're going to unthread this left arm, placing it to frame our face, extending our right arm back up towards the ceiling. Big inhale. And exhale to release. Coming back into a neutral child's pose, melting our forehead to the mat, sinking ourselves down. Coming up off of our knees, extending our tailbone to the back of the room, we're going to melt our heart down, coming into a traditional Anahastasana or puppy dog pose. Taking a couple of breaths here. Peeling this left arm off the mat, another big inhale. Exhaling it out as we thread it underneath that right shoulder blade, grounding your left shoulder blade to the mat. Option to open up your knees if you would like to sink your body in between and take that right arm behind to take a bind, or extending it up above, coming into thread the needle but modified child's pose edition. Extending our right arm back up to frame our face, pulling our body back upright. And this time we're going to allow our left wrist to meet our right, coming up off of our knees just a little bit to send our tailbone back, melting our heart down back into Anahastasana. Melting your heart, melting your mind, melting away whatever negative emotions are trying to take hold of you. Slowly bending in the elbows to come up off of our forearms, meeting in a tabletop position. Knees are underneath our hips, wrists are underneath our shoulders, and we're going to move around into some subtle cat-cows here. Finding a big breath in, creating an arch in your spine, coming into cow. On your exhale, rounding your spine, pushing your shoulder blades farther apart, scooping in your core, coming into cat. And just keeping this going a couple more times, moving as intuitively as you would like. Maybe you're sending your hips to your heels, creating a little bit of spinal waves. Just doing whatever type of fluid movement feels good to your body. Still synchronizing our breath with movement, moving as slow and intentional as your body needs. Keeping in mind that as we move our body, we're moving around our energy, our emotions, in the effort to regulate ourselves. Taking your last couple of spinal waves here. Inhale, charging your body forward, breaking through your shoulders. Third eye greets the sky. Big breath. Exhale, sending your hips back slowly and with control. Melt your heart and third eye down. Coming into our last spinal wave, we're going to point our toes onto our mat, sending our hips back, meeting in our first down dog. Always option to pedal out the heels, noticing how one side of your body feels in comparison to the other. Taking a walk to the top of the mat, coming into a forward fold, just letting your head be heavy. Maybe grabbing onto opposite elbows, swaying from left to right. Option to generously bend in your knees if you need to take some of the pressure off your low back. Just allow yourself be heavy. Inhale, placing your hands on your shin to halfway lift. Exhale and forward fold. Doing the same thing, swaying and releasing. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time, meeting at the top of the mat. Rolling our shoulders back and down, find a big breath, extending our arms out. And exhale, hands to heart. One more big breath in. Starting to slowly lift in this right leg, charging it back, coming into a crescent lunge. Really opening up from our arms, coming into a warrior two. Leaning into that left knee, opening up that left hip flexor. We're going to take this right hand to the back of our right thigh, inhaling that left arm up and over, coming into a reverse warrior. Coming back up, cartwheeling this left arm down, framing our face to step back into our downward facing dog. Subtle movements. Shifting our gaze back to the top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift, and exhale, fold. Root to rise, meeting at the top of the mat, and exhale, hands to heart. Another big breath in, starts to slowly lift this left leg, charging it behind, meeting in a crescent lunge. Big breaths, sink down that right knee, slowly starting to open up from our arms, meeting in our warrior two. Our left hand reaches for the back of our left thigh, extending that right arm up and over, reverse warrior. Same process, just on the opposite side. Moving as slowly or as fast as your body can withstand. We're going to cartwheel these hands down, meeting back in our downward facing dog. Pedal out those heels. We're going to be moving into some spinal rolls, slowly starting to roll your vertebrae forward, coming onto your tiptoes, charging through your shoulder blades, lower your pelvic floor. On the exhale, sending your hips to the back of the room, meeting back in our down dog. And just keeping that going with fluid movement. Inhale to spinal roll. Exhale, take it back, down dog. One more big roll up. And exhale, take it back. We're going to bend in our knees, lowering them to the mat, meeting back in a tabletop position. We're going to be moving into some cat-cows here, synchronizing our breath with each movement. Rounding in our spine, coming into cat. And breaking through our shoulders, coming into cow. Inhale, round that spine. And exhale, send it all away. Last big breath here. Crossing at the ankles, find your exhale. Extending our legs directly in front, coming into a seated posture. Bringing the soles of our feet together, meeting in the middle of the mat, coming into bound angle or butterfly pose. Taking our right hand, crossing it over in front of our left shin. We're going to inhale this left arm up and over, side body stretch. Squaring our hips back forward, arms rise. And exhale, doing the same thing on the opposite side. Left hand reaches for right shin as right hand goes up and over. Bringing it back to midline, inhale. And on the exhale, we're forward folding. Option to sway from left to right if that feels good. A great way to really release whatever those inner hips are storing without causing too much pain or discomfort. We're going to slowly start to rise one vertebrae at a time, taking our feet and extending them to the wide edge of the mat, coming into a seated wide-legged stance. We're going to take our right hand on the top of our right shin, inhaling this left arm up and over, deep side body stretch. Option to reach for your toes to help you lengthen in that side body. Inhaling back up to center, and exhale, leaning over to the left. Again, same option, reaching for your big toes, really deepening that stretch on your left side body. This right arm pulls our body back upright, meeting back into midline, being sure to point through your heels. And we're going to exhale and forward fold. Let your head be heavy, releasing whatever you may be feeling. Swaying from left to right if that feels good. Using our fingertips to walk our body back upright, slowly and with control. We're going to start to bend in the knees, closing them down. I know that was a deep, intense stretch. Coming into some windshield wipers to help counteract the deep, intense hip opening we just did. Just dropping our knees from the left and right, going at whatever pace feels good for you. Synchronizing our breath with each posture or movement. Making our way into our final pose of today's class, Shavasana. Extending our legs directly in front of us to the long edge of the mat. Lowering your body down. Closing out this moment with one big inhale, expanding from your belly. Big breath in. And exhale it out. One more big breath in. And exhale it out. And taking this much needed moment to fully and finally regulate all of your emotions, what may have come up for you during today's practice, what you may have been feeling before you even started, Just allowing yourself to take this moment of rest, yoking and fusing together your spirit, your body, and your mind in Shavasana.
Drifting ourselves off to our Shavasana. Receiving whatever clarity the universe or your higher consciousness has for you. Taking your final breath in this Shavasana, inhale. And outer mouth exhale. Adding movement back to your physical body, moving your fingers and toes, bending in the knees, drawing them into your chest. Scooping your lower back down so that it is parallel with the mat. And with your knees drawn into your chest, just giving a little bit of sway to your spine, moving your knees from left to right. Dropping them off to whatever side feels like the one for you. And pushing yourself up to a seated position so that we may close today's class. And hopefully go back out into the world emotionally regulated and willing and capable to accept, tackle, and handle whatever this day, our partners, our kids, this life will choose to throw at us. We're going to place the backs of our hands on top of our knees, and we're actually going to seal our index finger and our thumb into Jhana Mudra, which is a mudra of wisdom, always affirming to ourselves that we are wise and capable. You want your other 3 fingers to kind of create a scooping notion as if it's a cup, always overflowing with the universe's blessings, with life's greatest moments and lows to create the semblance of duality and balance in our life. We'll close out today's class with a cleansing breath, taking an inhale and exhale it out. Good job. Bringing your hands into Anjali Mudra, piercing your heart chakra with your thumbs. Thank you guys for always allowing me to help plug you into your peace. And honestly, I thank you guys for being on this platform and always flowing alongside with me. Please do not let these videos fool you into thinking that I am 100% perfect all the time. Sometimes I struggle with emotionally regulating myself and allowing my emotions to be my own. I am a creature of habit, an empath, whatever you may want to call it. I definitely take on other people's energy and emotions when I don't have to. I'm human and I'm just a student of this life just as much as you are. So give yourself some grace. If you needed to hear it, extend it to yourself. But I thank you guys for always seeing me and allowing me to show up authentically as myself and still vibing with who I am, imperfectly perfect. Piercing our third eye chakra with your thumbs to seal it in, and so it is. And namaste. I'm not going to yap y'all to death. Until next time, peace.